Hey everyone, Sean here from Wilson Prop Trade, and we're going to be going over some big losses. It was a really rough start of the week. So we're going to go over what happened, why it happened, and if we can potentially prevent what happened from happening again. So essentially, what occurred was let's just scroll down. Lost $2,241. Um, as far as the total account goes, we are up $9,782 still. But yeah, went backwards right at the very start of the week. As you can see, I'm now broke. Got holes in my jacket, and I haven't shaved. So we've fallen on hard times. Let's go through what happened. First thing I want to do is discuss trade psychology. Second thing is trade principles. And the third thing is where these two intersect. Trade psychology is what I call your headspace during the trade, your mood, how you obey your prior self. So you as a person, you're split into three beings. You have the past you, the present you, and the future you. Now, the past you is the one that has come up with all of these trading principles or trading rules. The reason why the past you comes up with those trading rules is because you can think of different scenarios. You can take those scenarios and then apply them to hypotheticals. Then you can go through and see if those hypotheticals, when they start becoming reality, how you apply those principles, and that's the present you. So trading psychology has to do with how you, in the present moment, while you're trading, are sticking to the principles set forth by the past version of you. And then the future version of you can then make an assessment as to whether those principles were valid or not, and you sort of take it from there. So we're going to have a look at what our trading principles are. If you guys have been watching the last couple of episodes, you would know that our trading episodes are when it's red, we're selling. When the gold line is moving down, we're selling. We're looking for a pullback, the blue candle, back to the red line or back to the gold line, and we're selling from that point. Same thing happens on a blue line, right? We've got a blue line, we've got a gold line, we're moving up, we come down, we look for the pullback into the blue, into the gold, and then we're away for a scalp. Same thing with the red here, gold line moving down, this is below the AO, all those good things. So those are our trading principles. So let's see how well I obeyed the trading principles. We're going to start off with Sterling New Zealand. Sterling New Zealand is pretty hard to trade. It's got a 7.2 pip spread, which is an absolutely massive spread. We'll do that, and cracky. We're going to have to go back a little bit because it's been a little while. So Sterling New Zealand, and Sterling New Zealand. Perfect. Okay, where are we here? That is today, that is yesterday. Oh, we have to go. We have to go quite a ways back, don't we? So let's do that. Here we are. Sterling New Zealand. Crikey. What an absolute cluster. A cluster boom. All right. So it looks like we obeyed our principles. We've got the gold line moving down. We've got the red line telling us to sell. We've got the AO is down low. We've got a return back into our red line and gold line. And then we get a false signal on the pro scalper telling us to buy. Hmm. That is interesting because I sort of had a bit of a loose rule that if the pro scalper turns the other color, should we close our positions and follow what the pro scalper says, despite everything else happening? So, what did I do? We went short at the red, short at the gold. Perfect, perfect. Then we bought when the pro scalper turned blue, and then we bought again when it went against us. These shorts, this basically lost money. This did a little bit. And if I'd stayed in the trade for, crikey, let's say half hour, if I'd stayed in the trade for an hour, you're looking at 28, 29, 30 pips. 32 pips down the bottom there, 33 pips. Wow. So, we're going to have a think about those rules. We're going to have a think about the principles, our trading principles. It looks like in that moment I was being affected by the pro scalper changing its mind on me. So we'll see if the pro scalper changing its mind on me and me following the pro scalper works out. Here's some more trades. All right, what have we got? We've got gold line moving down. We've got red line. We're below the AO. We are coming back. We got a bunch of blue here, but remember that is what happens. That is what happens when you have a pullback. It changes color down here because these are very sensitive. Red, red, pullback. Sell, sell. Two fantastic sells. Now I got these sells actually got out for a net even. But look what happens, guys. Look what happens. Blue. So I close these two for a net profit, or a net wash sale, let's just say. So on the aggregate, neither made nor lost, straight into a buy. Buy again at the gold line. Crikey, buy again and buy again as it goes against me. Oof, that's rough. That's rough. But I mean, yeah, you can really see what's happening there. It could have gone either way. Could have gone in for profit on the shorts. Could have gone in for profit on the longs. Trade psychology strikes again. Let's break this down and see how I really feel. Did I lose money on these trades? Yes, I did. Yeah, lost about 40 bucks or so. Huh. Very interesting. That is so interesting. If you just stay in the trade, play the pullback, what would my stop have been? Crikey, 19, 20 pips. That's about normal. 20 pips is just up there. And looking at 17 pips, nothing major, but that's really something to think about, isn't it? Again, flip-flop on the pro scalper. The flip-flop. Two buy limits, never actually got in on them. Let's have a look at what I should have done, though. Let's have a look at what I should have done. Two buy limits here and here. Wanted to go for a buy essentially as soon as the pro scalper said buy. I mean, right there, that's strong buy signal. And what is that? That's 18 pips. Yeah, that's 18 pips on a spread of 4 pips. So that's our standard spread. You can see it up there. So a spread of 4 pips, 18 pip take. As soon as you get the pullback, that's the red candle. Once that red candle completes, you're away and then in at the blue, in at the gold. Never got to the blue or the gold though, apart from down here. And right here, this would have been a buy, to be honest. This would have been a buy. Right there would have been a buy. And yeah, look, that's a loss, right off the bat. So sometimes you get some false breakout signals. But yeah, crikey Dickens. Sterling Swiss. Let's see what happened. I did actually trade this apparently. I bought and then I sold at a loss. The greed, hey, the greed. Sold over here. Oh, crikey. Huh. Did I close? I didn't even close with my rules. If I closed on my rules, I would have closed at the end of this candle. Crikey. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. Okay, Sterling Aussie. Can see what I was thinking. Hey, not good thoughts. Sterling Aussie, Sterling Aussie. It's so interesting going back to your past trades and having a look. What was going through this guy's mind? You sort of study yourself like an ancient specimen, you know? Who is this person? Gold line moving down below the AO. Blue for a while. I mean, this is bottoming out. That's a tough trade to make that call on. That's a tough trade to make that call on. Let's have a look at what the wider context was on that trade. Already come down quite substantially. And continuation. Bottom out, bang, bang, double bottom. Goes in for the retracement. And you're just flashing blue throughout this entire bottom area, just flashing blue. Again, tough call to make. Tough call to make. All of this. This here is your classic pullback because it's blue as it's coming back in. See, so the first blue candle was actually all red, and then it's double blue, or triple blue, should I say, and then this red candle is triple blue. Comes right back to the red line, and you can scalp that. But this one, look how long it's blue for. And there's no real substantial pullback to sort of justify that move. Very interesting. Maybe that's another trade. Let me write that down. Triple blue bars with no real price movement. Interesting. So yeah, you can see what happened there. Bit of flip-flopping. And just like the previous trade, oh, whoops, going in and out too quickly. That's what she said. Yeah. Sell, bang, bang, change to blue, flip to buy immediately. Would have still made profit. Would have still made profit. You know, what's that? 2 pips. Okay. Would have not really made that much profit. Interesting. All right. Euro dollar. What did I do at euro dollar? I bought, I sold, I did everything in between. Absolute disaster. Euro dollar, euro dollar. Sorry, I only did a single euro dollar trade. Let's have a look at what happened here. Ah, fantastic trade. Went in at the buy straight away. Yeah, not really the ideal buy though, to be honest, and could have left it go for a lot longer. If you leave that go for another double, I mean, you give yourself another $300. But right here, goodness, that is not a buy. That is not a great way to trade. This one is a great way to trade. That's where you want to get in, right? Right in there. That's where you want to get in, or this one. These red candles. Try to get in at the red candles. Something to look at. You get in either once the candle closes red, which means that you'd actually buy in up there, or you get in when the candle wicks down below the body of the previous candle. That's an interesting thought. Maybe we can have a look at that. Entries on the wick below body. should I say, wick past body, because we'll also be doing that for the sell entries as well, seeing if that's maybe a viable entry option in case things start going, pretty hard. Because we have our 3 entry criteria. First candle opposite to what we're seeing on the pullback, either blue or red line, and then gold line, depending on which direction you're going. Euro New Zealand. Shorted it. And what do we do here? Perfect. I would agree with that trade decision right there. I would agree with it. I would agree with that. I would have shorted it there. I would have come back to the gold line and shorted it there. You short there and there, and you come back down to the blue line. That's what, 10 points. That there is 5 points. You're paying 29 points there. I mean, you're still losing, but at least you followed your principles. Yeah, at least you followed your principles. So there you go. But yeah, those were definite shorts. I don't see anything wrong with that Euro New Zealand trade. Although it did lose money, it still stuck to our principles. But that was not, guys, we have some shocking trades coming up. I'm going to show you what happens when trade psychology turns into an absolute disaster. Some pretty good trades here. Pretty happy with this. Gold line moving down, red line, we're below the AO. Only just get below it. Look at that. Only just get below it. And here we go. See, it wicks above the body of this candle here. This previous candle is this blue one. Look at that. So we actually wick above that candle. This candle doesn't wick above this one, but this candle wicks above this one. The wick are these pointy lines. This pointy line here and the pointy line at the top, those are called wicks. The body of the candle is the solid section. So the candle here wicks above this body, which means that you're entering anywhere from here all the way through to there. And if you're doing that, you can get in and you would be getting out through around here. Once it comes down, you got a comfortable profit. That's something else to think about. Locking in profit so that you have 0 loss trades. That'll be something I'm going to be investigating further. But you can see here, as it comes back into a pullback, guess what I do? Let's have a look at the higher time frames actually. The daily, should I have been shorting? It's not so much should I have been shorting, it's coming down. This is today, so this is that day there. So this is that one, and I shorted around here on this little pullback within here somewhere. Oh, sorry, this is the daily. This is over here. We're actually way back here. The 4 hourly is one yesterday. Yeah, it's somewhere around here. Yeah. 4 hourly is a bit choppy. Hey? It's a bit choppy. And the hourly, today, this is the day that we're trading, and we come in for these pullbacks here. The hourly is like it's coming down, and then it just is flat. Still tradable, but that's when you should really be aware of what you're in it for. Are you in it? Is there a big market movement happening, or are you just in it for the real quick money? Sometimes I know this when I trade. Sometimes I get a little bit dogmatic. I get a bit, not idealistic, I'd say, but I'm like a dog with a bone. I'm just not letting the trade go. I'm like, oh no, it's in profit. No, I'm just going to keep going, right? And this isn't anything to do with stock trades, right? This isn't stocks that I believe in, where I'm just buying the dip every single time. This is foreign exchange, You're in it for the quick buck, you know. You're not pledging allegiance to a country by buying the Canadian dollar. There's no allegiance going on there. Euro Canadian, look how many trades I made. Absolutely devastating. This trade psychology right here. Look at this. Look at it, people. Look at it. Once it clears the gold line, what do? Once the scalper tells you blue, I can understand the scalper telling you blue when the gold line's going down, right? Not believing it. I can understand that. I can understand it's still below the AO, although really not really. But no solid red. Okay, blue on the pullback, but continued blue. Look at this. And continued selling. And not with any spaces between them. Not selling on the pullback, selling on the red, selling on the gold. Selling beyond it. If you trade that blue line, this is what you're looking for. You're looking for this coming in and then pullback, pullback. You're pulling the trigger. You're pulling the trigger here or you're pulling the trigger there for a buy, for a scalp. That behavior right there will cost you so much money if you don't nip that on the bud. That was not a trading rule problem. What we've gone through all of these different currency pairs, right? Only one of them I actually obeyed the principles of a great way to trade. Everything else was undisciplined, disobedient, honestly just disappointing. It's not the money that's lost. It's just the audacity of that behavior is just totally unacceptable. Look at this. Look at this. This is just. I have no idea what the currency strengths meter was saying as well, by the way. But I mean, you look at something like this and you're going for a pullback, that's fine. You know, you're going for a pullback there, you hit the red and the gold line, whatever. You know, you stay in the trade and you know, you put your stop losses up here. That's fine as well. That's totally fine. But when everything's screaming at you buy, apart from the AO, like even the gold line's moving up. My goodness. At a certain point, you have to think, what was he thinking? What was Sean of Monday night thinking? Answer, he wasn't. I'll just save you. I'll just save you the struggle. He was thinking he could fight the market. That's what he was thinking. All right. What have we got here? Red line moving down, gold line moving down below the AO. Blaring red down the bottom. Fantastic short entry. That is exactly what you want to see. According to the principles, that is exactly what you want to see. Hit the red line, that's what you want to see. Hit the gold line, that's what you want to see. Turns buy, you got to get out of there. So that is a matter of, well, crikey, let's see. Playing it a bit fast and loose, right? Let's have a look at this. From the beginning of a trend, you've got a red, and you've got down, you got pullback, you got pullback. First pullback, second pullback. I wouldn't make the argument that this is the first pullback here. I'd make the argument that this is the first pullback. Or even this, something like this. See, it wicks past. See, this one is... So this opens here, closes here. It probably goes above, turns red, gold down, not quite below the AO. So I wouldn't get an entry here. Your perfect entry is actually this one here. Your perfect entry is at this point, the first pullback. And so that's something else that I've sort of been figuring it out. The first and second pullback, you're pretty safe. The third pullback, you're rolling the dice. You know what I mean? Pullback 1, pullback 2, pullback 3, you know, pullback 4. Once you get to pullback 4, you're starting to look a bit gnarly. pullback count. So we're going to have a look at a few more rules. And also, by the way, I did some trading last night, which I might have to save for another video because I have got to get going. It's Wednesday, so I have to do Tuesday's video. I probably won't trade tonight, guys. I'm going to be heading out with some friends. But yeah, we'll see what we can do in terms of videos. But last night, I'll just give you guys a quick little hint. We'll go into our time frame here. Have a look. Tuesday to Wednesday is our time frame, and only made $82.55, and made a lot of trades. So we'll have a look at what I did Tuesday evening, tomorrow on the 10th of June. Yeah, but I think we got a few more ideas for our principles with pullback numbers. So how many pullbacks are we looking at? Pullback 1, pullback 2, pullback 3. How many pullbacks are we looking at before we start saying, the third or fourth pullback is looking a bit, a little bit scary. Should we just take profits as soon as we can? We've got the entry wick past the body of the previous candle. So that's an interesting idea that we could have a little bit of a play with. And the triple blue. That's also something that we can have a look at as well, which is, I believe, these triple blue candles. I got to rewatch my own video actually to figure out what I wrote down there with triple blue. But I think that's to do with the triple blue with no price movement, with no substantial price action. That's a warning sign. So we know what our great way to trade is. We know another way to enter into the price instead of looking for the first candle. Maybe it's the wick of the next candle going past the body of the previous. So refining that principle there and putting in 2 warnings. Warning number 1, triple blue with no substantial price movement, or triple red with no substantial price movement. So essentially indicators flashing with the price not sort of doing anything. And the pullback count. How many pullbacks are we into a move? And if we're getting into the 3rd, 4th, and 5th pullback, we should be very careful. So yeah, I think that's it for me, guys. One more thing. Let's just scan the market. I'm not sure how long into this. I'm 28 minutes. This is going to be a long one. Let's scan the markets and have a look to see if we can find anything. This will be a great entry soon. Look at this. This will be a great entry soon. We've got, sorry, I'm a little bit sick. Gold line moving down. It might change to a red line soon. We're below the AO, triple red. This could look for a pullback right here. And if that happens, that could be a great entry. Sterling CAD. It's just gone blue. We've got blue, gold line moving all the way up. We're still above the AO. We've got blue here. We're flashing red. I mean, this could be a buy now, and then a buy at the blue, and then a buy at the gold. What have we got? Sterling CAD. You know what? Stuff it. You guys are going to watch it right here, right now. This, in my opinion, is a buy. I'm also going to put a buy limit when the price comes down to this point, but I do have to buy, unfortunately, up here because of the spread. So the price is based on this bottom line, but when the price comes down, the bottom line gets to this blue line here. Actually, I'll make it so that it goes in between the blue and the gold. But so we're going to enter there as well. We're going to buy. I mean, that's textbook right there. This one's a bit tougher. Gold line sideways, blue, we're dropping below. AO's below, but we're showing blue. That's a tough one. Sterling Swiss. Looking for a pullback. We get a pullback on this. Crikey. I mean, that's exactly what you'll want to see. Sterling Aussie. We're moving up. We've got a lot of chop through here. but Scalper says sell. It says sell. It says sell. We're also above the AO. Look at that. So that's also tough to justify that one. Above the AO sell, yeah. No, that's not for me. Sterling yen. Oh, again, this would be pretty good. We're above the AO, all flashing blue, so we're just looking for that pullback right there. And this will be like this will be the second pullback actually. We've got pullback number one. Look at this, pullback number one is so beautiful. Crikey, if I only just started recording this video a little while ago, that would have been absolutely perfect. But we'll see if we can hit a buy on that one. See if we can hit a buy. Sterling New Zealand. Oh, we're looking at an entry soon on the Sterling New Zealand. But the AO is, it's right down there. I don't know. Might leave the Sterling New Zealand alone. It is 7.2 pips to get in. It's an expensive beast. And, we got a little bit of threading. AO's quite low down. That's not the flow of the market. EuroCAD, it says buying, looking for a pullback. If this comes down far enough, this AO gets down below, we're looking at triple reds, we'll be looking at a pullback to there. That'll be fantastic. Euro yen, again, we're saying buy. The AO is very flat. All of this is not looking fantastic. Aussie dollar, very flat on the gold line. AO is just above, looking for a pullback. So we'll be looking at the market over the next half hour. I said I wasn't going to trade today, but my goodness, I can't help myself. New Zealand dollar, who cares about New Zealanders? What have we got? Gold line, red, below the AO. This is all looking fancy. Euro sterling. Euro's pretty weak versus sterling. Nothing's really a bus driver, apart from New Zealand and Canadian, actually. So, crikey, the New Zealand is very weak. So, I actually have to restart this. Sorry, this program gets messed up over the rollover period, which is here. So it gets messed up a little bit. So I'll try not to look at that too much. Sterling US. No, that's fantastic as well. Would have been great for a pullback right there. Let's go for a pullback. That's fantastic for a pullback. That is the wick below the previous candle. Look at that. Oh, sorry. You guys can't even see. I didn't even realize this whole time. My head is in the way. My head is in the way. Let me move that for you there. There we go. Look at this pullback. That's beautiful. One of my trading robots going on in the background there. Pardon the situation there. All right. So sterling US, euro US. No, I don't like it. Gold. Oh, gold looks interesting. Coming for a pullback. Red and gold. The red line and the gold line. But the AO is just, it's just not that great. Like, look at the AO. It's so flat. Blue, look at this. Red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red. AO flat. It's a bit scary. And this is just our muck around chart. It starts off with the Euro Aussie. So I only got into one trade so far, but maybe we'll check back in about a half hour or so and we'll have a look to see if we can jump in on any other trades. Yeah. Maybe we can analyze my decisions to A, declare that I'm not trading, and then B, trade anyway. Another bit of trading psychology. All right, guys. It's already gone on too long. See ya.